Yo, so what's going on, people? We're back. We're gonna call this episode 2.8.5 of New York Football Talks. You know who I'm here with for my guys, Jared Valluzzi and Coach Mac. Yo, we got 20 people in here already. That's crazy. So what's going on, y'all?
Nothing much, man. Nothing much, man. Beautiful day of trolling. Beautiful day of trolling, man. Gotta start off with that. We're going all week, so just letting you guys know we're going all week. Today was just the beginning. Wow. Yeah.
Please look at all of the Instagram stories of the parties involved if you don't know what we're
Yeah.
talking about.
Yeah.
Jared, what's the word, man?
Oh man, I'm glad to be back for night number two in a row. I mean, there's so much to talk about, and it's crazy. I mean, I was talking to you guys before the show. Like, I'm super excited to get into all of this. Especially in the 2A and the 3A. So it's gonna be really good.
Andre,
Yeah,
we missed the rankings. Things have changed. Still waiting for my guy to send it over too, man. But things definitely have changed. Number one is not number one.
bonus content? Bonus content?
Yeah, man. Yeah. Wow. Things have moved
That's
around.
exciting. No, that's definitely exciting stuff, man. It's night two. I thought we made a great call on, splitting it up into two shows. There's just way too much to dive into for the 4A. We didn't want to skimp over the 3A and the 2A, of course, because there was some great action. And let's just get into it because we were here for like 3 hours yesterday. So, let's
Or
this is gonna be a more casual show. There's no crazy graphics, this could be us talking, us in the chat. So the first place to get into, and our boys from APR are always in the chat. Don't duck wreck now. I want to see my APR boys in the chat.
Hector, where you at, man?
Oh man.
14-12. Lane with the upset over APR, the once undefeated APR. Listen, I need listen, I know my guy Coach Pierre is in here. Listen, APR, what's it called? Roll call? Taking attendance in class? I need to see my
Oh, people,
APR
yeah,
guys.
they here. The people that's supposed to be here, they here.
No, so let's take it away. How about Jared? Do you want to start with this one? I mean, there's a lot of talking points on this one, man.
Yeah, I mean, wow. I didn't like. I knew Lane had it in him, but I didn't think they were gonna win this game. And the fact when I saw 14-12 on Instagram, I was like, wow, that really surprised me. Like Lane's defense has looked good all year. I'll give them credit. But if you're telling me they're shutting out APR for 3 quarters,
It's
that's
crazy.
that's not what I was expecting at all. Big win for Franklin K. Lane, and man, like you want to look at them defensively. I think the most amount of points they've given up. I don't think anyone scored 20 on them this season.
Wow.
Like I don't think anyone's
I need
gotten
I need to look at that.
against Lane, which is really impressive. So, yeah, big win for them, and they got. Oh man, the 3A is just so much fun because now going into the rest of their schedule, they're playing against a Cardoza team who we're going to talk about later, who's hot and they're desperate to get into the playoffs. And then they have a big one with Fort Hamilton. If you want to talk about a great Lane defense, they're going to go against a great Fort Hamilton offense. So a lot of fun stuff with Lane. And I just honestly, I hope I'm able to watch the film because they had to do a good job against an APR offense that features some of the best players in the 3A, and of course, especially Travis Campbell.
Coach Mac, what if I told you Travis Gamble did not rush for 100 yards in this game.
Wow. Yeah, man. I'm not sure what exactly happened. Um, I haven't seen Lane play. This made things 10 times interesting. I think the only undefeated team in the 3A is it Truman?
It's true. It's
Truman.
Truman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, oh man, definitely this is going to be things. Definitely, you know, got interesting. I had APR going undefeated this season. Um, you know, from the preseason, I didn't really see them losing. So for Lane to pull that game out and to hold Travis, who is probably one of the best players in the 3A, probably one of the best players in the PSAL, one of the better players in the PSAL, for them to hold that for them to hold him under 100 yards, that's super impressive, man.
No, for real. And I'm just queuing up because I'm just taking a look, especially after what Jared said. I'm taking a look at those standings, seeing that Dozo is on two. So let's see, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. So Dozo's in 10th right now. I think if they get to four, they should make it.
Yeah, they get
But
to four. I think.
yeah, so that's Lane's next game, right? So we're talking about a Lane team sitting. Wow, have you looked at the PowerPoints? Fort Hamilton is at 687, APR is at 679, and Lane is at 674. They're 5 points behind APR. Wow.
So okay, so Truman is rated at 9, so they'll end up they won't really be the number one seed, even if they win.
Correct.
Yeah, even if they win out, which they might win out.
It's a
Might,
reseeding,
because they
right?
got that battle of the North. Yeah, it's gonna reseed.
You're gonna reseed. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought.
Man, that is so close. I mean, and we're not even, we're gonna talk about Brooklyn Tech, but they're at 648. So,
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and Fort Hamilton and Lane still have to play each other.
yeah, and Tech and APR have to play each other.
And Tech, oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Yo, the 3A is lit. Oh my
Mm-hmm.
God.
yeah.
So if we look at this, right? So, okay, so Truman and Lehman are gonna be the 5 and the 6 seed because of their rating. They might even be the 6 and the 7 seed if Cardozo make it. And honestly, boys and girls, what are their last two games?
um,
APR and FDR. I mean, your boys are still in it, Mac.
I don't know, man. They would have to win out.
There we go. There's my APR, guys. You gotta show face, man.
Hector?
You gotta show face.
That's Hector?
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yes,
Hector. He's
sir.
not ducking, Rick.
Yes.
Respect that.
Hector, we asked about you at the beginning of the show, man. You wasn't tuned in. Glad you made it.
No. Respect that, man. Got to be in the chat. No, he's a constant person in the chat.
Thank
So
you.
shout out to you. But yeah, man, it's we were talking about like I know we're probably a little more to talk about in this game, but we could be really seeing some musical chairs here. Like we're not going to know the matchups until the last game, and
Mhm.
we'll talk about Brooklyn Tech, but some Lane and Brooklyn Tech's defense are serious, and we see Lane knocking off APR now. This division is wide open, man.
Yeah,
This division is wide open.
it's gonna be interesting, man. Curious to see how it play out. Of course, Truman, like I said, will drop. Fort Hamilton, APR, Lane, and Tech will kind of stay at the top of the playoff bracket. And then, yeah, it goes like Lehman, Truman, I guess William C. Bryant.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little tricky, honestly, but yeah, William C. Bryan has. Let me see their schedule. Stuyvesant.
Where is that school?
No, I don't know. William C. Bryant.
Yeah.
Oh, I think that's
I'm not.
Queens.
It's
Is
Queens.
it?
Okay.
I think so. Yeah.
Hmm.
But
But
to
it's
stay
gonna.
on to this. Oh, go ahead, Jared.
No, I was gonna say, Brian. I think yeah, they're 3-3. It's interesting if they're able to win the next couple games. They have Stuyvesant and Christopher Columbus. If they're able to win it and get to 5, I know like their PowerPoints and strength of schedule isn't great. They don't have any eye popping wins, but like, do they get in? That's gonna be interesting.
Maybe as an 8, but it depends on if Dozo gets in because
Yeah, if they
Truman
get.
and Lehman are definitely in. So,
They have to win and get help.
Jared, I'm gonna throw this question to you. I'm gonna put you on the hot seat a little bit. When you look at these APR stats from this game, how concerned are you for APR in the playoffs?
Honestly, I'm not super concerned with APR when it comes playoff time. And I'll say something because last season, and I know how Coach Perlow is and how he operates. If we go back to last season, when they played FJM in the regular season, APR lost that game. And I was honestly a little bit worried about A. Philip Randolph in the regular season last year. And then when they played the Sharks in the playoffs, blowout. APR honestly looked like a totally different team. They were postseason ready, and then they just ran into a South Shore team that was better than them. That happens, but they get better throughout the year. They lost to a really good lane team, but APR they were picking it up in the fourth quarter. They scored 12 fourth quarter points. They were right there. So I'm not too worried. I'm not too worried, but I am. But the one thing I will say that I'm surprised about is I didn't expect Lane, Fort Hamilton, and Brooklyn Tech to be this close to APR. If we're talking about the beginning of the season, I would have said APR was way above them. So I'm not worried about APR, but I'm definitely really interested in the fact that they have 3 really good teams that I didn't quite see coming for their spot, and they're on the way.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with Jared. Coach Perlow gets those kids worked up, and I'm not sure what kind of mind tricks he's playing with the team. But when it comes to playoff time, yeah, they are like yeet. And they show up. I will be interested to see if they play against Fort Ham again
Mhm.
because Fort Ham got off to a very late start in that regular season game. Um, that means they learned something within that game, but unfortunately, they learned it too late. So if that matchup happens in the semifinals, I'm not even sure if that's able to happen in the semifinals. But if it does,
It could. Who knows? Who knows? Like it's everything. The standings are completely up in the air at this point.
yeah, if that happens in the semifinals, I think that's going to be a really good game. But if APR faces pretty much any other, like even if they face Lane again, I think they're gonna win that game. Tech maybe, but they played Tech the last game of the season, so that's something to look forward to as well. But yeah, I'm pretty sure they'll be fine. They'll more than likely be in the championship game versus who I'm not even sure.
Wow. Wow. So I disagree with the two of you. Just because you know what I value, and I value this in every sport, basketball as well. I value balance,
Hmm.
and Fort Hamilton seems to have the best balance out of all of these teams. I haven't seen Brooklyn Tech. Well, we're going to talk about the Brooklyn Tech Fort Hamilton game after this. And it seemed like Brooklyn Tech has some balance on offense, but their defense is serious. I'm concerned about the the over reliance on the run for APR because Brooklyn Tech and Brooklyn Tech, clearly Lane, and even Fort Hamilton are serious stopping the run. Like Mac, you were watching the game with me when we did Fort Ham APR, and
Yeah,
that second half was spooky
yeah.
for APR's offense.
Mhm.
So I I'm gonna give them the Tottenville treatment where I'm going to say I need to see them complete 4 passes.
Yeah, I
I,
think
I need to see it.
so. They APR runs a wing T, um, just like boys and girls, just like JFK. So I mean, those kind of teams, they have so many kind of trick plays and stuff with runs. Not so much an air raid game, but actually, you know what? Out of all those teams of this name, Coach Perlo does throw the ball. If he
Mhm.
has to, if he's killing you on the ground, then it makes no sense to go to the air. But like I said, the weather's changing. Daylight savings is this weekend. Um, this is probably the last week of good weather, and then I feel like, yeah, most teams are going to be going to maybe 70-30 run pass. They said Aiden was
Mm.
hurt. I didn't know that.
Yeah, maybe he's talking about. I don't know which game you're talking about. You're talking about the last game, Carl.
He said
Um,
KD was hurt for four. Oh,
he's talking about the APR game. I okay. I don't know. He didn't. He looked fine, but I don't know. Maybe I have some insider information. I don't know. But oh, you're talking about APR's quarterback. Yeah, Carl. Just be a little more clear. I don't know which quarterback you're talking about. Um, But anyway, I mean, hey, boys and girls won the whole division last year running a wing T.
yeah,
And did they complete a pass in that championship game? I don't think they did. So, it can definitely happen. Uh,
definitely.
I'm I'm just a I'm just a bit concerned from especially the lack of offense and no points into the fourth quarter. Uh, it's one game, it's a one off, but every team has their worries. So that's all I'll say.
No, definitely.
Jared, last thoughts on this one, man? And shout out to
Um,
Lane too. Sorry, just want
yeah,
to give a
no,
shout out to Lane.
definitely. Shout out to Lane. I think kind of what you said was pretty interesting. I want to see how they perform going forward after this loss. But boys and girls, I think it's gonna be a really interesting test for APR because, like I mentioned about Cardozo, boys and girls is desperate. They're playing for their life this week. And Joel Ryan, let's not forget when we talk about top players in the 3A, like he's still there. He's still really, really good. I know
Definitely.
he he's kind of come on a little bit late this season, but he's a very good player, man. Someone who could change a game. So
Hey Tree in the chat, I just want to say, don't be a hater. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, if you take anyone's best player off their team, yeah, they're gonna be a regular team. So don't you have your opinion, but just don't be a hater in life. It's much easier not to. Um, Big shout out 'cause I just looked at his stats. I know we're talking a lot about APR. But big shout out to Devin Kelly of Franklin K. Lane. 11 tackles, 2 for loss, 2 fumbles recovered.
Mm,
That's a
Kelly.
beastie. That's a beastie stat line.
Devin Kelly. Wow.
yeah, it's impressive.
Shout out to him.
Yeah, I've never yeah, let's see what number. He's number 27. I gotta see if E got any film of him. I'm gonna try to rewatch one of the games he filmed.
Hey, I do
But
want
yeah, that's
to
good.
before we move on. I do want to shout out Jesse May. Rising Stars Bowl. I saw TYJ did a highlight clip of him. It's the big defensive lineman at Lane.
Oh, okay. Let me see. You said Jesse May.
Jesse May. Yeah, he was in the comments earlier.
Oh, okay. Shout out to Jesse, man.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
Two tackles on the day. Also, Emmanuel Pascala. 9 tackles. And,
Wow.
you know, and just not so much on not so much on offense for Lane. It's like a really strange game, to be honest with you.
Wow.
I mean, Lane I mean, I don't know if these stats are correct. Okay, so Jeremiah Jacques, or Jax, can't say it right. You know, he rushed for 71 yards and a touchdown.
Okay, 71.
Had yeah, other running back ran for 52 yards. Quarterback threw for 80, so it wasn't like
Hey, balanced
a bar.
offense.
Yeah, yeah, pretty balanced. It wasn't like barn burner stats,
Right, right.
but defensive battle. So shout out to Lane.
Yeah.
Jared, last words on this?
Yeah, congratulations to Franklin K. Lane though on this win because I don't think a lot of people were picking him going into this game, and especially at the start of the season. So big congrats to them and that program. And also, maybe you guys could help me out here for Franklin K. Lane. Not to call them out after this win, or maybe I just can't find it. I can't find their huddle like anywhere.
All right. All right. All right. I'm glad you said that. Yeah, I'm super glad you said that. Last year when we were doing the Rising Stars game, there were kids from Lane trying to play in the game. And when you're doing the application, it says to upload your mid-season highlights. The kids from Lane was saying that they don't even have or use Huddle.
Yeah.
That is the all right. I'll
Come
back
on
off.
now.
Yeah,
Nope. It's and I didn't want to bring this up now, but it's definitely I was maybe wondering if anyone could like find that because I want to help. Like you know what I mean? I want to learn more and watch more.
well, they don't have one. Jesse just said they don't have one. Another kid from Lane said they don't have one.
Okay.
And listen, kudos to them to beat
For real.
Furlough with no film. I mean,
It's crazy.
you know, if we think about things positive wise, you
Literally,
know, you don't need Huddle. Much respect, man.
It's so impressive, and no, but going back to like their big win, I know there's some Lane guys in the chat. Yeah, big congratulations, and this is, man, talk about being a true contender for a championship. That's Franklin K. Lane right now, so that's awesome.
No, for real. So we're gonna move on. I see Carl in the chat. You know, you're usually in the chat, so much respect to you.
Shut up,
Saying that Shamir doesn't get enough flowers. We talk about Shamir every single week here. So, I just want to say because it's like some people be like, "Yo, this guy's underrated. We don't talk about it." I'm like, bro, remember the beginning of the season? Yo, Travis Gamble's so underrated. I'm like, yo, we talk about Travis every week.
What?
No, we're gonna get to Truman, man, because definitely wanna talk. Excuse me, Lehman. Lehman. We're gonna get to Lehman because we're obviously gonna talk about him. Next game, a come from behind victory from Fort Hamilton over Brooklyn Tech, 24-21. They were down 21-12 in the fourth quarter and come back and win.
Who, Fort Hamilton?
Fort Hamilton, man. They were on the brink.
What's with Fort Hamilton with these slow starts, man? Same thing happened to APR. And then they pick up like towards the middle end of the game, man. I mean, shout outs to them for getting it done, but wow.
Yeah, no, for real. Yeah, I can't well, the APR game, it was pretty obvious, right? It was just like, pretty shell shocked by Travis Gamble, This one I can't really say what was wrong. I didn't see the film, but shout out to Aiden Farley. He completed passes to 7 different receivers. People in the NFL don't even do stuff like that.
Yo, what?
No, right,
man. Yo, they're like running some kind of like New England Patriots offense over there. Like everybody's getting some love. I love what Aiden's doing, man. He's having an amazing season.
Yeah. He definitely is, man. He's put up some really good numbers, and along with that, they're winning. They're winning too. So I mean, this is huge. I didn't expect both Fort Hamilton and Brooklyn Tech to have this kind of depth coming into the season. But I really got to give credit to those programs with, like, all these kids coming out and producing on game day, doing their jobs, and filling in some big roles for them, and playing well. But yeah, this one was fun. Fort Hamilton though, big fourth quarter to get it done, and I'm interested to to see their offense the rest of the way. I mean, Harold Marshall, the Porters, and the other five players that caught passes. Big for Fort Ham, but also I like Brooklyn Tech a lot though as well. They have been really good. I know we're gonna get into them.
No, Brooklyn Tech is one of my favorite programs, seriously, because I saw them last in I think 2019, I want to say, where it was the bowl division. They played Eagle Academy, and it got ugly real quick, like very ugly. Um, and to see where they were then, to see where they are now is so impressive, right? Because they you can only imagine, of course, they've had to build this from within, and I've seen them posting over the past couple of years. They've gotten their social media much better, and now they have one of the best defenses in the division. They absolutely stuffed the run. But Aiden Farley was just too good. Two touchdowns for Harold Marshall. I mean, he did have one on the ground, one short one on the ground. Um, and everything else was through the air. Um, Listen to this. The Tech defense had 7 players with 8 or more tackles.
Damn, what the hell's
I'm not sure is that I don't even understand mathematically how that could be correct.
Ain't no way. They gotta be adding assistants, like assisted tackles. Like these are not all solos. Ain't no way. Hector is funny. Yeah, Hector is funny.
Dude, and Andre, because you mentioned that was Brooklyn Tech, you said, right? I think you cut out
Yeah.
with those tackles. There's this kid on Brooklyn Tech. I was scrolling Twitter, saw him absolutely with a crazy hit. His name's Asani Lowe. He's only like
Sonny
5'9",
Lowe.
5'10", but I mean, hard hitting linebacker. I mean, great tackler. I think he had a really good junior season, and now he's coming to play in his senior year. So,
Oh, he's in the comments.
oh, he's right there.
Yeah.
Man,
No.
Sonny Lowe. Word, what's good, my boy?
That's dope.
Send the film. Send the film, man.
Yeah, I have to look at his midseason film, but I saw just one play posted on Twitter, crazy yard hit, and no, he's just definition of a hard nosed high school linebacker that when I've seen him play. So
I gotta take my hat off to Tech, man. Every year they're successful. It's amazing because you're talking about a school where it's not like they can go to youth football games and get kids. This is a school where you're gonna take a test, get in, be a straight A student, and then they're putting a team out there, and then they're competitive, and then they're winning, man. So that's shout out to the Tech coaching staff, getting those boys right, man. That's impressive.
No, seriously, and Asani Lowe, definitely shout out to you. 10 tackles on the day. So
wow.
definitely send some film to the Sage page. I would definitely like to see what's going on there. And I'm not saying everyone in the city got to hire Sage Media, but I'm trying to see some games, man. You tell me people don't have huddle, and Jesus Christ,
What year is
trying
he?
to see these players, man.
Anybody know what year he is?
I think he's a
Say it again.
Oh, he's a senior. Okay, cool.
Okay. No, so that's crazy. So also shout out for Tech, Elijah Wheeler, 4 rushing attempts, 112 yards and a touchdown. So he had a day.
Wow.
But yeah, no, it's just all about Fort Hamilton, man. Just being down and coming back, and just like Mac was saying, we've seen this with Fort Ham before. Some people will call it starting slow. I will call it starting slow as well. But showing that grit to come back. Now, definitely don't make a habit of that.
Yeah, please no.
Try not to make a habit of that, because you
Yeah.
could get buried, and then you're right in that number 7 signing out post.
Yeah, man.
But shout out to Fort Ham, man. They lost the APR game, but they're still sitting at 1 loss. The rest of their schedule, I don't know why my tabs are so messed up right now. Okay, the rest of their schedule on Brooklyn Tech. So Brooklyn Tech has Bayside and APR. Oh, they got both games at home too. They got both games at home. And Brooklyn Tech has a nice field, man. It's in
That's
Clinton Hill. I don't know if you've ever been over there. Of course you've been over there, but
yeah.
I think it's a new field.
It is a new field. They
Then,
redid it, I think, 2 years ago.
yeah, it's a nice field.
Yeah,
And
it
then
is.
Fort Ham have FDR and Lane both at home.
Wow.
Wait, that's weird. FDR is a road game, but they played at Fort Hamilton. That's weird. Okay. So yeah, shout out to both teams. And Mac was saying that he's hoping to see Fort Ham and APR again. It could be in the quarterfinals, Mac. The way this is it could be in the quarterfinals.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah, I mean, depending on what happens in these last couple of weeks, teams could definitely drop, and then all of a sudden we have a Fort Ham APR quarterfinal, which would be crazy. Like this division is fire, man. And we haven't even spoken about the dark horses in the division, which we'll get to right now. Lehman 34-13 over Flushing. Want to give a huge congrats to Samir Thomas, 145 yards, 3 touchdowns. He has eclipsed the 1,000-yard mark.
He's leading the city.
2 games to go.
Yeah.
And he is leading the city in rushing.
1,000 yards before November?
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yo, salute to you, my guy. Because since we don't talk about Shamir enough, let's take 5 minutes to talk about Shamir.
Right? Nah, he's killing, man. He's doing his thing. Way to go out. I mean, shoot, senior year, leading the city, not the 3A. He's leading all divisions in rushing yards, which is impressive. 1,000 yards, and he still has 2 games left. That's super impressive, man. Shout outs to him for sure. Somebody said, Dre, somebody said, who needs huddle when they got Sage Media on YouTube?
Yo, you got booked me, man. I
They
can
said,
be in 2
no,
places at once right now.
They said they're watching film through Sage Media of other teams.
Oh.
Oh man.
Hey, that's what it's here for, man. Trying to give you guys more exposure, more scouting film. It's not really the angle for scouting film. It's more of like a broadcast angle. But whatever you got, right? So shout outs to everyone, man. It's a tool for everyone. But Jerry, your thoughts on Shamir and already getting to 1,000 yards.
Yeah, so with Samir Thomas, last year he really broke out onto the scene. Insane junior season, it was really, really impressive. And also, but after that great junior season, I'd say the 3A, well, I would definitely say the 3A got more difficult this year, or maybe deeper as a division than last season. And because Samir, you don't think so?
No.
Oh.
The comments.
No. Oh, no, I see.
You can't react to the comments in the middle of somebody.
I know,
Yeah,
man.
I'm sorry,
I didn't
Jared.
see it.
I'm
I
sorry.
didn't see it. I see it now. But tough as a division, and now everyone has these high expectations for Samir Thomas going into this season. He had a really good summer, so after having a good summer, good junior season, a lot of people high expectations. Everyone's keying in on him. Doesn't matter. Still over 1,000 yards. So impressive. And yeah, he's got like over 9 yards a carry. And even in their loss, Samir Thomas was unbelievable. There hasn't been a team to stop him yet. And man, can't wait to see what he does against Truman, because I feel like that one's going to be one of the best games of the regular season.
Let me see that one again because I need to figure out how I can get there, man. I need to. That's on the 9th.
Next week?
Hold on, I don't know. No, it's not. It's not this week. It is. Oh my God, PSAL, please. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's the 9th. It's the 9th at 12 o'clock.
yeah.
I
Any
need to
chance?
figure out. Wait, say it again?
No, I just asked if there's any chance, because I mean, man, if Lehman was able to beat Dozo, I would be we'd probably get a crash course undefeated game, but it's still gonna be a crazy game though.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to be a high emotional kind of game.
Yes. Yes.
Huge playoff implications when it comes to that game. So again, shout out to Shamir Thomas getting over 1,000 yards. And how about that rushing title race? Shamir is leading Travis Gamble by 1 yard.
Wow.
Wait, Travis got how much? I didn't know that. I didn't even know Travis.
Shamir has 1054 and Travis has 1053. So
Oh,
shout out to
congrats to
Travis.
Travis.
Yeah, he also got to 1,000 yards this week. I didn't put 1 and 2 together until I just looked at that. So
I
I should
didn't
have
know
gave
that.
that earlier. So
Man.
congrats to Travis for getting to 1,000 yards as well.
Oh,
So the rushing king, I mean, that's crazy. Both in the 3A.
yeah, man.
Not only
Wow.
fighting for the rushing title in the league, but for the entire PSAL.
Wow. Wow.
That's impressive.
Yeah, you're right.
Also, no, because we're talking about Samir Thomas and Lehman. I do want to give Lehman some more credit in this win, because a lot of it has just been Samir Thomas, but against Flushing in this big win, Tristan Robson was able to throw for 170 yards and 2 touchdowns. And also
Oh,
Jermaine Singleton for Lehman. He's quietly having like a good year, and he put up 6 catches, 110 yards, and a touchdown. Like he's quietly producing. Like, and Lehman showed. Listen, of course, we have Samir Thomas and an offense line that could block for him, but they're passing the ball in this one too, and I think that's going to be big for them when they're going to need to. They're going to need to in their first round playoff game, and against Truman.
yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, no, I like that a lot. Like I said, I love the balance. I skipped over that. I didn't even see that they're throwing the ball so well. So I love that. So okay, so Lehman, big congrats, and that's a team I don't want to see in the first round, man, for sure. Um, so we'll just go over this one real quick. There's no real stats on it. I don't know if you guys have much to say on it, but Truman remaining undefeated. The sole undefeated in the 3A, winning 20-0 over John Adams. There's no stats, but does anyone else have anything to say on this?
They haven't played anybody, so I'll
They play
tune in.
boys.
That was a setup. That was a setup. That was a setup. Yeah, boys having a down year right now. They haven't really played anybody. Until they play one of the top 5 schools, then I'll kind of buy into the Truman hype. But yeah, as of right now, yeah. They don't make the schedule at the same time, so
Yeah,
they just play who's in front of them, and they're doing what they have to do. But yeah, so their real test is going to come the last game of the season and then the playoffs.
yeah. Jared, anything on this one?
Yeah, that's a good take. Also, I want to say, like, this is the PSAL website. I know, not having the stats,
Yeah,
but we've had an amazing year where like they have done the stats, and shout out to all the coaches that take the time to put, all the statistics in and everything. And Truman's done it a lot throughout this year anyway. So I'm just busting chops right now. But yeah, big win for them. I'm sure DeVay Saunders had a huge game. And listen, man, they're finding ways to win. Like Mac just mentioned, they're just playing who's in front of them, and they're getting some big victories. The boys game was supposed to be a little bit harder than what it turned out to be, but boys high is still a good team. Didn't matter. Truman was able to get the win. But now for Truman, they have Flushing, so they're gonna win next week most likely, unless Flushing proves me wrong. But Lehman, man, I think that's going to be a good test for both of those teams. Really see, who's the better team in that area, and also who's going to be, the better, like, because of how their strength of schedule works, they're technically like in a lower tier, Lehman and Truman, but who's the top team, I guess, out of that tier in their schedule.
And to talk about, we spoke about this a bit. I guess we could go back into it, Hector, about the PowerPoints.
Mm.
So yes, the PSAL does reseed. So let me see what the ratings are in this division. Give me a second. So
Yeah,
okay, so the ratings are a 10 versus a 9.
yeah.
So Fort Ham, APR, Lane, and Brooklyn Tech are all going to jump over Truman, no matter what Truman's record is at the end of the year,
Mhm.
and Cardozo. So let me take a peek at Cardozo's schedule because I think Cardozo needs to win. So they have 318 PowerPoints. Who do they play the last two games? Oh Lord,
They play
Lane
late.
and
Yeah,
Bayside, which is I'm sure that's a rivalry game. Those schools are super close.
yeah.
It's gonna be
Um,
tough, but oh
i-
man, I
if
wouldn't count
if
them
they're
out
able to,
yet. But
yeah. Let me see Bayside's remaining schedule. Oh Lord, Brooklyn Tech and Cardozo. So Bayside and Cardozo are both on 2 wins.
Hmm.
Let's see who else is ahead of them. So William C. Bryant, John Jay, and Stuyvesant are on 3. Who do those teams play? William C. Bryant plays, well, they play Stuyvesant this upcoming week. So one of the other is going to knock the other out, essentially. And then William C. Bryant plays Christopher Columbus, which I think is towards the bottom of the league. And then Stuyvesant plays William C. Bryant and John J. Campus. So I'm assuming this is all assumption. I'm assuming that you have to get to at least 4 or 5 wins in this division to make the playoffs.
Yeah, definitely. Or
So
at least.
so if we're looking at Fort Ham, APR, Lane, and Brooklyn Tech as the top 4, if Cardozo get in, they're going to be the 5, and that would leave Lehman or Truman to be the 6, 7, and then the 8 would be, I guess, one of Bryant, John Jay, or Stuyvesant. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, if boys and girls can beat APR, then
Oh,
that
they're
might
there.
vault them into the playoffs as well. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's all to play for. So we can't even do who's gonna play who because everyone plays each other at the end of the year. It's like it's gonna be musical chairs, like literally.
wait and see.
Yeah, wait and see. Jared, do you want to talk about Dozo 40-6 over FDR?
I do. I'm glad you brought that up because I want to give a shout out to Dozo. After starting off 0-4, the fact that we're even talking about them and the possibility of them making the playoffs still and that they still have hope is pretty crazy because you're 0-4 and you're going to host an undefeated Lehman team with one of the best running backs in the city and the leading rusher in the city. Like, no one was picking Dozo in that game. I bet some people thought they had a chance, but them actually winning was going to be tough. They did it. Then they took care of business against FDR. And I will say, man, I gave Isaiah Wolf Young a shout out last week, and I'm going to do it again. The QB, going to give the quarterback his flowers. Over 100 yards rushing and over 100 yards passing. So
Wow.
he was able to get it done.
Oh,
And yeah, they still have life, but he's played well. This Dozo's offense played well, but now they're going to be tested with one of the best defenses in the 3A. They have to travel to Franklin K. Lane for their next game.
Ooh.
What could be, I mean, you'd have to imagine, right? They'd have to get 4 wins to get anything.
Yeah, I think it's gonna take 4.
Yeah, they'll like 3 with a miracle, but realistically, it's probably gonna have to be 4. I'm gonna double check that after this. So basically, like they're playing to stay alive. They really know that they need to run the table after that boys and girls loss. So it's a big
I
week.
think it's gonna take if it's gonna be 3, then that means they're gonna have to beat Lane for the power points. They're probably gonna have
Yeah,
to beat them convincingly.
totally right. So this game is
Yeah.
must win.
Mac, anything on this one?
nah, man. I'm curious to see how that pans out. These next 2 weeks is going to tell a lot for the 3A.
No, for sure. So I think we've gone over all of the major games in the 3A. Shout out to everyone again. Shout out to Lane. Upset win over APR, really shaking up the 3A. Ford
Oh,
Hamilton come from behind victory. I mean, Shamir Thomas getting to 1,000 yards. I mean, what a week for the 3A for sure.
mm-hmm.
So to move on to
Wait,
the
Andre,
2A.
one more
Oh, yeah,
thing.
excuse me. Go
Sorry
ahead.
about that. I didn't mean to cut you off, but another team that won a game to technically stay alive. I know it's a long shot. I don't know. I'm almost positive we didn't mention it yet, but boys and girls beating Bayside. I know we mentioned it 8-7,
Oh,
but
I didn't mention that. How did I not mention that?
yeah,
Oh, I
boys and girls.
missed this.
Nah, let's give boys and girls some credit here. Fighting to win 8. They're down 7-0 going in the fourth quarter. They get an 8-7 win. I gave Joel Ryan a shout out before, and he had over 100 yards and a touchdown on the ground. So big one for for Joel Ryan. And then their pass defense. They limited Bayside. Bayside went 6 of 22 through the air.
Damn,
So
22 attempts.
yeah. So
6 of 22.
how about that boys and girls defense stepping up? Also, Joel Ryan also had 6 tackles, so he had a pretty good day.
Let's go.
But they stay alive, man. They get a big win there. Defending champs, not done yet, but they have a man. That next game against APR is gonna be tough. But well, let's see it. Let's see it.
Let's go Kangaroos.
Oh, that's a great name too, man. Oh, that's what. Yeah, when I heard that during the championship last year, I was like, "That's awesome."
Yeah, man. Okay, so shout out to boys and girls. My apologies. I literally missed that one, and I saw it on the internet. I don't know how I missed it in my notes. So my apologies. Good save, Jared.
Sorry, man, I was
Um,
looking at the comments.
so Mac, I'm calling you to the stand. We're going to the 2A.
Hmm.
Sheepshead Bay giving up their first points on the season, going into the fourth quarter down 10-0, but they sneak away with a 14-10 win.
So,
Mac, take it away.
so they gave up 8 points, but the defense scored 6. So does that mean they gave up 2 points?
Shout out to Elijah White. We'll talk about you. Say that again. But the defense gave up what? Was there pick 6 or something?
The defense, yeah. So the defense gave up 8 points, but
Yeah,
they
Okay, so the
scored.
defense gave up 8 points. Okay.
The defense scored. The defense had a pick 6. It was actually by Elijah White.
Yes, I was
Oh,
going to talk about
clutch.
that. Yes,
He had a pick
big shout
six.
out to Elijah White.
So that kind of negates the 6 they gave up from before. Oh, BJ's in here too. All right. I didn't East Harlem Pride. I like to have respect for all schools, man. Um, and the coaches is doing an amazing job with what they have at East Harlem Pride. I definitely didn't see that game being close. It was Sheepshead's homecoming as well.
Wow.
Yeah, Sheepshead's homecoming. A lot of alumni came back. It's actually funny because the defensive coordinator at Eagle 3 is a Sheepshead Bay alum.
Oh man.
Eagle 3 played Lafayette last week, who forfeit the week. I think Lafayette is done. So guess who's at the game? Eagle 3's defensive coordinator. Yeah. That game being that close, I think Sheepshead just got a little comfortable. I'm pretty sure they know the magnitude of this game coming in. Yeah, and the coaches at Eagle 3 super fired up. Not really hiding that they're fired up about this game. They're out and I think that's Eagles quarterback. Yeah, wow. So that's Eagle 3's quarterback. I don't want
Which
to
one?
mispronounce his name. I think his name is Peter.
Oh, right
Um,
here.
yes, that's Eagle 3's quarterback. I think he's number 3 or number 4 in the city for passing yards. Yeah,
Well, I missed that.
yeah. A lot of people miss that. And like he said, Eagle 3 beat East Harlem Pride 57-0. Um, I don't have much else to say. You know, I don't have much else to say. I think, yeah, this Sunday is going to be it's going to be a game. It's going to be a game, man. When you get comfortable with winning, then it's like you're just kind of going out there and just like kind of going through the motions. I think that's what Sheepshead was doing with the East Harlem Pride game. I didn't really think that they were, right. He's right. So he's number 3 in passing yards, and he just missed a week because Lafayette forfeit.
That's tough. That's so
Yeah,
unfortunate.
yeah, yeah. This is gonna be a game. And I would.
They beat Port Richmond. I forgot about that.
Ooh, yes. So Sheepshead did beat Port Richmond. Yeah, Sheepshead at the beginning of the season. Um, this will be a game. This will be a game. I'm gonna say this again. I've been saying it the last 3 shows. This game can't be BTA either way. From either team. This has to be a competitive game. I had this game
Sorry.
potentially being the 2A championship. But Eagle just seems a little more. This week tomorrow I will be stirring the pot for this game. Just letting you guys know that today I did a little trolling with South Shore and Kennedy. This is a Brooklyn Queens matchup here. So I will be doing some trolling on Instagram probably tomorrow and Thursday.
Yo,
Yeah,
Mac, for real, I started laughing because we might have to get a T-shirt. We might have to get a
this
T-shirt made. This
this
cannot be BTA.
yo, this cannot be BTA. This cannot be
Oh
BTA.
man.
I think it's going to be a high scoring game, maybe 32-30, 34-28. Those are all great scores. If it gets anything uglier than that, then wow. But I think, like I said, Eagle 3 coaching staff is very confident about this game. I believe Sheepshead coaching staff is very confident about this game. It's going to be hard for Oh, I'm there. Yeah, I'm Hector. I'm there. It's gonna be hard for Eagle 3 to stop Boosie, number 7. Donuts. You see? Now I'm gonna screen record that. Oh, no more than 14. See, people talking crazy.
The two-way is ready for this one, man.
No,
We're waiting for this one.
they talking
Setting it off right now.
They talking crazy. They talking crazy. Donuts? All right. See what I'm saying? Like,
Mac. All right, real quick. Can I ask you a question, Mac?
yes,
When
absolutely.
you said this can't be BTA in the
Yeah,
Eagle versus South Shore game, that
right.
was in reference to, you know, the magnitude, the recruiting, you know, where teams like when I say recruiting, I mean where players decide to go, where eighth graders decide to go because the schools are so close.
Right.
So what is your reference when you say this can't be BTA? Is it in regards to Sheepshead it can't be BTA? Like they can't lose
Well,
big
I mean,
or
this
Queens
is
can't lose big?
the same thing. Sheepshead has a lot of kids from Queens on their roster.
Oh, I see, I see.
Yeah. So it's not like this is the same kind of magnitude. And I think both programs plan on taking a step up in divisions for next season. Coach Pierre already said, I believe he said on here that Eagle 3 is going to the 4A next year.
Hello?
I don't know
Whoa.
if that was on here. I might have been off the record, but now it's on record. You know what I'm saying, Jared? It's definitely on record right now. So when I say this can be BTA, I'm saying that this game has to be competitive because both of these teams consider themselves loaded. They're both undefeated. So you can't have an undefeated game from both sides and it be BTA. Coach Pierre is talking about donuts. Their quarterback just commented they have the best 2 running backs in the 2A. And I don't think Sheepshead is going to agree with that, you know? So that's what I mean when I say this can't be BTA. This game has to be competitive. I believe both teams is fired up. They both know the magnitude of the game. And I think no matter what happens in this game, these 2 teams will see each other again in the postseason.
Jared, your thoughts? You know, you had to let Mac, get off on this one.
Yeah, had to. All right, let's go back. East Harlem Pride going to FJM for homecoming, right, Mac? It was homecoming.
Oh, it was definitely homecoming. It was definitely homecoming.
I mean, man, like I want to start off by giving East Harlem credit for going into that environment against an undefeated favorite in the 2A after getting blown out by Far Rockaway, getting blown out by Eagle 3, like to come in, play the way they did. Really impressive to have the Sharks on the ropes. I was stunned by that. And there's this kid. I remember I saw him in the off season. East Harlem Pride kid. He looked pretty good. Cody Aravallo, I believe, is how you pronounce his last name.
Number 2?
Cody Aravallo. Yeah, running back.
Yes.
Receiver,
He's solid.
Yeah, do whatever you need to do on offense. And man, yeah, number 2, East Harlem, man. He played really well against FJM. He had the touchdown for East Harlem. He had a receiving touchdown. He also ran for over 100 yards.
Wow.
Yeah, he's a hidden gem. So hidden gems on Instagram. Give some love to Cody Aravallo.
What year is that kid? What year is he?
He's a junior. So
wow.
He's back for another year, man. Hopefully we can see him in the offseason, maybe in a Rising Stars Bowl game. But
Jared, not to cut you off, man. It was 2 minutes left in the game.
Oh man.
East Harlem Pride is up. It's 3rd and 2. You would think that you would run the ball twice. East Harlem Pride put that kid, number 2, at quarterback. I said, oh, yeah, definitely he's going to have a direct snap and he's going to
keep it.
Right. It's a no-brainer. They put number 2 at quarterback. and he threw a pass downfield and got picked off. Pick six.
That was the Elijah White pick six.
And you're
Yes.
up, and they had him throw the ball.
I could not understand what was going on through
Are
the
you serious?
I
That was his only passing attempt of the season, too.
Why would you do that? All right, I don't. Yeah, that's
Wow. No, that's a great point, man.
I did not know that was the context of that. Wow.
32, man.
Yeah, I saw his pick. I didn't think that was to shift the entire game, though.
Yeah,
Wow.
man. Yeah.
Hold on, Jared. Before you go any further, man, let's get to this because we've already been talking about this for so long, man. Let's get to the announcement, man.
Nice.
Oh, man.
Let's get to it, man.
Wow.
Oh,
Chiefs Head versus
on.
Eagle Queens
Wow.
on Sage Media
Wow.
Sunday.
Stand up, 2A.
Wow. Wow.
Great.
Let's get to it for real. I told y'all in the chat, the 2A has been giving us love all year long. So we got to show y'all some love back, man. So we are going to be in the building on Sunday to capture the battle of the unbeatens. Maybe this is just round one.
This is definitely round one. Andre, this is definitely round one, and it's hard to beat a team twice in the same season. So take that how you want to take it.
Wait, oh my God, how did I forget to say this? Oh my God. I forgot to say this last night, Mac, when preseason you said the loser of the Tottenville E-Hall game is going to win the chip.
Oh,
I forgot.
I already got it. I got
You stand on that? Sorry to divert, but do you stand on that?
I'm 1,000% standing on that. What?
Okay. So let's get back here. So does that same statement apply for this game right here?
It depends.
Okay.
If this game is belt to ass, then no, of course not.
Of course not.
If this is a competitive game, then yes. And that goes either way. That goes for Sheepshead blowing Eagle out. If it's a blowout, then I think they can do it twice. If Eagle blows Sheepshead out, I think they can do it twice. But if it's a competitive game, whoever loses is going to win in a rematch. If it's a competitive game. When I say a competitive game, within 8 to 10 points. If it's within 8 to 10 points, then the loser of this game will win if they play in a championship game.
Man. Jared, your thoughts on this, man? I mean, game of the week here. We're gonna be in the building in Sheepshead.
Man, I mean, I know we talked about like, hey man, maybe there's like a chance this is gonna happen. Like, this is me for the first time actually finding out that like this is official and it's happening, and I'm so excited. Like,
Mac, you in the building?
It's gonna be crazy.
So if there's, I gotta find out what time the marathon is. It's supposed to be a marathon going on Sunday. I'm coming from Jersey, so if there's no marathon, if it doesn't conflict on me getting there, then I'll be there. I really can't. I have to be there. I'll figure it out.
Yeah, and this I mean, for the 2A, like these are arguably the two best teams. Something that we're really looking at could be a championship rematch.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, this chat right now, they're already going at it.
This chat just went. This chat just went off. I can't lie.
I'm just so glad that Sage Media is able to get the spotlight
on
this game, because I'm gonna be tuned into it, and it's gonna be really, really fun. And this game too, like I know we're gonna really talk about it in a little bit, but it features some of the best playmakers, not only in the 2A, but like they have kids that are like, if they're on at 4A schools, they'd be amazing,
Yeah,
but they're
I
playing
agree.
for FJM and Eagle because that's the school that they're at, and that's perfectly fine. But we're talking about some real talent and some really good playmakers, man. And Mac, I was gonna say, some of these guys at FJM, really impressive. Saw Elijah White in person multiple times, so over the summer. So like I know what he's capable of, and
Mhm.
it's yeah, a lot of great players.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man. So I mean, we clearly see both teams have had this circled.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, players are super excited for this. We're excited to cover it. Dre, Pierre, if you guys don't mind, can you get me a little scouting report? I know there's not much film to look at, so if you guys want to just send me a little scouting report, I will be on the call that day. I have to see it. It might just be me. I'm not sure, but I will be on the call on Sunday. So super excited to bring you guys this game. Is there anything else? There is one other thing I want to talk about in the two-way quickly. Um, shout out to Springfield. They
hmm,
gave Long Island City
Yes,
their first
man.
loss on the
yeah,
season.
I
yeah.
was gonna I was gonna bring that one up. It's a great shout
Jared, you
out.
want to talk about that? Yeah, go ahead, Jared.
That was a game I was really interested to see the result in. And Springfield Gardens, man, that's a big win for them. I have to say, um, going into it, I wasn't totally sure how they're gonna match up with Long Island City because I know LIC they're a really tough group. They also could score pretty well offensively, and no, it was a big win though for Springfield Gardens. And they said, I already saw. Let's talk about the players. Let's talk about the players. Jalen Morrison, Springfield Gardens, 2 touchdowns, big for him. And he was a player that going into the season, I was kind of looking forward to watching in the Springfield Gardens running attack, and he had a good game when it mattered.
Oh, so yeah, so knocking off unbeaten. If I look at, sorry, I'm just trying to just taking a quick look at some of the stats real quick. Okay, so wow, so you're right about the Eagle 3 quarterback. He has 200 more yards than everyone else, and he has one less game. But if I look at that playoff picture for the 2A, let's see. So we know who 1 and 2 is gonna be.
Right. It doesn't matter.
Okay,
It
so
doesn't matter about this game, right? It's still going to be 1 and 2.
yeah. So listen to this. Very interesting. So 3, 4, and 5 have a rating of 7, and then number 6, Far Rockaway, and East Harlem Pride both have
Eight.
so 7 and 8 have a rating of 8. So
Mhm.
right now the bracket would be number one or number two, Sheep's Head or Eagle Queens.
Right.
Number three, Far Rockaway. Number four, East Harlem Pride. Number five, Springfield. Number six, Long Island City. Number seven, Beach Channel. And then number eight would be Patrides. So
Mm.
that's how the two-way playoff picture looks right now. All right, I'm gonna give a little bit of Brooklyn bias. Like Thomas Jefferson is sitting there at 2-4. I would love to see Thomas Jefferson make the playoffs in football. When was the last time we saw that? I mean, they have Patrides and Long Island City, so it's going to be tough.
Yeah, it's
Um,
tough for them to get in.
but shout out to Thomas Jefferson. They've had a pretty tough schedule. I would love to see Thomas Jefferson make the playoffs.
Yeah, that's
Um,
interesting. And also with Eagle 3, one thing I want to say about them, because we're talking about the quarterback and how well he's been passing the ball. They actually have like a good amount of receivers helping them out. Like it's some of these teams this year, man, like the depth in the receiving core, it's been pretty impressive. And Eagles one of those teams, so that's massive for them. And also Mac, I think you mentioned him before, because before the show today, I got to watch the midseason tape for the running back at FJN. Um,
Which one?
Ahmed.
Oh, my Cisse. Yeah.
He
Solid.
said, yeah, that's how you pronounce his last name.
It's number
You say,
7.
okay.
Yeah, they call him Boosie.
Mosi, yeah,
Lucy?
he's
Boosie. Yeah, Boosie. Yeah.
he runs hard, man. He can play.
He does, man. He reminds me of like Maurice Jones-Drew. He's
Yeah.
combat kind of guy, super strong. That's gonna be. I think that's gonna be tough for Eagle. And like I said, I keep saying this all season, and the teams keep proving me wrong. I don't see this being a low-scoring game, but it might, weirdly. But I see like 24, 28 points on both from both teams.
Oh man, I'm super pumped for this. A better graphic is coming. Don't worry, my guy LJ is going to deliver the graphic for us for sure. Um, give me a second.
LJ.
Breakings. Yeah, so we're gonna have a better graphic for you guys. We're probably gonna post it maybe on Thursday or something like that. But for all of you guys, the 59 people are in here. We are going. You guys got a little preview to it. Shout out to everybody who made this happen behind the scenes. Just got the okay. So yes. Thanks for the reminder. So let's do the Catholic League wrap up real quick, because there was a big matchup in the Catholic League between Iona and Chaminade. So Jared, you want to take it away?
Yeah. It was very interesting seeing Iona host the Flyers, and Chaminade's defense, one of the best in the state this season. They really bring it. They have a lot of talent. Their linebacking core is unbelievable. Dean Schmidt, Louis
Yes.
D'Agostino, a lot of really good players, but they ran into a really good Iona Prep team, and it was the Gales taking down Chaminade 28-7. Crew Davis for Iona Prep, I've mentioned him a couple times on this show. Congratulations to him. He picked up his first football offer from West Point. So big shout out to him. I honestly think he could play both football and lacrosse at West Point. So we'll see if that
Is that
seems
the
to be
quarterback? Is that the quarterback?
no, he's like running back / receiver. But their
Okay.
quarterback, Julian Guzman, I think he was
That's
like
Maryland,
22
right?
of 30. He's been really, really good in his first like full season starting for Iona Prep. And yeah, the Gales, they took care of business. They were scoring the ball. And more importantly for Iona Prep, their defense came to play, limiting Chaminade to 7 points. And yeah, the Flyers, I think they have a pretty deep offense, and their offensive line has been really good this season. But Iona Prep, man, they're so big, strong, and deep up front on both sides of the ball, where it's so difficult. So Gales got the win, top team right now in the Catholic League. But Andre, I'm gonna transition real quick. St. Anthony's played Kellenberg last week, and this one is really, really fun because, first off, I don't remember the last time that St. Anthony's and Kellenberg played at Hofstra University as
Oh,
a
I don't
game.
know if they played each other, man, but
Yeah,
it's been a long time.
I was gonna say that it's been a long time since they played each other, and I don't like the last time the Catholic schools played at Hofstra had to be the early 2000s, I think. So,
Hold on a minute. I played at Hofstra, okay, and it was not in the early 2000s, Jared.
oh really? You guys had game. All right, maybe the AAA teams, AAA playoff scenario. I guess
I was in the AAA in high school, Jared. Yo, you see
AAA
how
playoffs.
disrespectful the youth them be?
The AAA
I,
playoffs were at Hofstra. All right, that's
no, no,
conversation for.
no. We played. No, we played our homecoming at Hofstra. The championships were played at Mitchell Field. I don't know if they're still play. Well, they moved to Fordham. I think that was the last one they were played. No. But keep going though. Like Kellenberg in Hofstra is a really awesome thing. Hofstra's down the road
Yeah,
for
it's right
Kellenberg.
there.
So to play St. Anthony's there is shout outs to them, man. I know they couldn't take the victory. Big shout out to Christian DaCosta. I saw his highlight tape.
Yeah.
He was playing as hard as he could, but there's levels to it. Hopefully Kellenberg can get to St. Anthony's level one day.
Yeah. Also, not to jump back, but I saw Khalil Esso in the chat. Great receiver for Eagle. So shout out to him.
Oh,
And yeah,
nice.
thanks for tuning in. But anyways, back to St. Anthony's and Kellenberg. Kellenberg came out firing in this game. They were leading St. Anthony's at the half, 20-14.
What? What?
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Jack,
Oh, no,
yeah.
I got to text Micey. What?
They had him
Didn't
at the
know that.
half. hmm Jack Durso, the Miami baseball commit, had a couple touchdowns. Christian DaCosta, they were getting him the ball more. He got in the end zone. Kellenberg was playing well in the first half. And then Gary Merrill took over for St. Anthony's. Because when in doubt, St. Anthony's, they give it to their quarterback, Gary Merrill, 225 yards rushing and 5 touchdowns.
Excuse
What?
me? Nah, you're lying. No, you are lying. What?
Oh man, yeah, I'm not lying. I am not lying. Gary Merrill had 5 rushing touchdowns. I'm gonna have to send you guys Gary Merrill's huddle tape from the Kellenberg game.
I don't know if I want to see that.
Yeah,
Mac,
I
Mac,
was gonna. It
Mac.
might hurt your
That's the
feelings, Dre.
quarterback, by the way. Mac, that's the quarterback he's
Yeah.
talking about.
They're running him like that?
Yeah, his speed is unbelievable.
It's crazy.
Oh, Khalil is a running back. I see your receiving stats, so I got confused there. But
Real quick, just to go back to the 1A, yes, we do like to shout out the 1A as well. Let me see if Transit is still undefeated. Yes, they are. Transit is still undefeated. So shout out to Transit, who they play. They beat Tilden 40-0. I mean, I don't know what happened to Tilden's program. Tilden used to be in the bowl division and they were like really competing in that division. So kind of sad to see Tilden not doing well. But next game is Transit versus no. Did they play Alfred already? No, they don't play Alfred. So the top 2 teams are Transit and Alfred. So shout out to them. We'll definitely come back, closer to playoff time for the 1A. So shout out to you guys. So hold on, let's get back to this. So they're
yeah.
up 20-14.
Mm-hmm.
And then how many touchdowns does Gary have in the second half?
They're up 20-14 at the half. Then in the second half, third quarter, Gary Merrill 25-yard rushing touchdown. So we're tied at 20 going into the fourth quarter. And then
What?
Gary Merrill 70-yard rushing touchdown. Gary Merrill 29-yard rushing touchdown. And they just couldn't stop. And the Friars 20 unanswered points in the second half. They beat Kellenberg and crushed their hopes of pulling off the upset. And honestly,
Oh
would have
my
been
God.
a massive win for their program.
No. Not a massive win. So Mac, I don't know if you know the context. First of all, I don't remember the last time Kellenberg played St. Anthony's. Second of all, we have never beaten St. Anthony's in our history. There's absolutely no way we've ever beaten them. I mean, I don't know if you know, Jared. It's been 15 years since I was there, and we didn't beat them. We didn't beat them while I was there.
Wow.
So, because we don't even play them. We haven't been in the top division in a long when I was playing in 2010, we were in the top division for like a year or two. And then I think we went down for a while. And then, the year where they had all those crazy players, Saluka and all them, they were into double A when Saluka was here. And that was like 5 years ago now. And then they got into the top division after that.
Yeah.
So,
Like 21, I
I
think.
gotta, yeah. So I gotta
22.
give a huge shout out to Micey, man. Wow, I did not know they competed like that against St. Anthony's. That's huge.
Yeah, Kellenberg, they're in a weird spot right now because if you next time you talk to Micey, ask him Kellenberg's record over like the past 4 or 5 years against double A teams.
No,
Because
undefeated. They crush all the double A teams.
it's something insane like that, yeah. And then they're in the triple A. Other than this game against St. Anthony's, they tend to struggle a little bit, but they played really well here. It just Gary Merrill ended up being a little too much for them. So Friars got the win. And now we'll move on. Staten Island. Monsignor Farrell against Moore Catholic. Yeah,
Oh,
that
good
that was
matchup.
gonna be really really fun one for all the Staten Island folks. It was a Monsignor Farrell win, 28-13, and this time Farrell they decided to do it old school. They just ran the ball really hard, and Will Andrade, who's a junior, and Nafis Muhammad, the senior, both had I think over 120 rushing yards, like easily. They both balled out, and Farrell ran it. And I think Bryce Moy started at quarterback, but they didn't throw it that much. And then I think
I was
Braxton,
going to ask if he started. Yeah.
yeah, Bryce Moy
Yeah, I was
started at
gonna ask
quarterback,
that same question.
freshman. He started, but it was all about running the football for them. I think Braxton Moy had a couple carries, and he had over 40 yards rushing. So Farrell, they got it done, 28-13 there.
Real quick, Jared, before you continue,
Mhm.
do you guys know of any other freshmen in the city getting any burn? I feel like I've only heard of the Farrell quarterback.
You mean period? Don't doesn't JFK have a
Yeah. Oh,
doesn't,
excuse me. Duh. Yeah, yes. There's Jeremiah.
yeah, outside
Okay.
of
Uh, the
two,
brother. Oh well, yeah. The Farrell. I was gonna say both
oh
Moys.
both, yeah, both Moyes. Freshman. Oh, Zaire Schulters.
Yeah,
Zaire Schultz. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah,
Wow, it's only a freshman. I forget.
yeah, man.
that's
That's
impressive.
what, yeah, it's hard. It's hard to
Oh, I missed a big. Andre, thank you for reminding me about this. For More Catholic, they only scored 13 points, and I looked on Max Preps. I don't know if it's right, um, but a More Catholic freshman had 2 receiving touchdowns.
what?
Not Rich.
I gotta
Rich
pull
didn't
this
have the
up right
touchdowns.
now.
Are you serious?
Two
Oh wow.
receiving
I
touchdowns against Farrell as a freshman. I'm gonna find it right now because I was looking at it, and I was like, man, like I gotta know because I know More Catholic had a big freshman lineman that I was excited about, but yeah, according to Max Preps, man, Josiah Jones, 5 catches, 64 yards, and two
Oh, whoa!
touchdowns,
Timeout. So
and he is 6'3".
timeout.
whoa.
Timeout. That kid is special. For one, he's from Jersey. Um,
That's classic More Catholic right there. Yeah.
yeah, the kid is from Jersey. Phenomenal athlete. I saw him during the 7-on-7 circuit, and I'm guessing he was in the 8th grade at the time, playing with like 18U, playing with the high school kids, and balling, man. The kid, he played
Word.
for a program called ASG. I don't know how Moore got him. That's a crazy pickup. Yeah, he's definitely a
Yeah.
Division I kid.
Yeah, he's got over 300 yards receiving on the year, and he had that big. He had a big. Look, I mean, I don't know. Actually, I will say, big coming out party against Monsignor Farrell. Like to
No,
do that
absolutely.
on the
Because More
varsity level, that's
Catholic is
crazy.
super underdogs. More Catholic
Exactly.
got to be super underdogs in that game. Yeah.
Yeah, especially for Moore, they haven't had maybe the season that a lot of people were expecting them to with some tough losses, but they competed. They competed with Farrell, so I'll give them credit there. But Farrell ended up winning that one. So shout out to them. We talked about Sham that Iona Prep. And there was one more AAA game, and
Step.
it,
Who did Stepanak play?
it was Cardinal Hayes and Stepanak. But it was Hayes 24-3. That defense has been giving teams a serious problem this year. Stepanak couldn't score. Hayes did. They handled business. Don't really think that's much of a surprise. But now we talk about Cardinal Hayes, right? Big win against, big win against Stepanak expected. Hayes' defense is amazing, especially that front seven. But they're playing against Gary Merrill and St. Anthony's this upcoming week,
Ooh.
so something's got to give. Merrill in that rushing attack or Hayes in that front seven. So that's gonna be fun. And also, Iona Prep, Iona Prep has to travel to Monsignor Farrell on Friday night, and Farrell has won four
Some
straight
big
games.
games.
Farrell's won 4 straight, and they have a very hostile environment. And Iona Prep's the top team in the league, so we'll see.
Jared, are you concerned about Hayes? They're not scoring the points I would expect them to be
I
scoring.
know they definitely haven't met my expectations when it comes to the amount of points that I think they're going to score. But that has been a little bit eye-opening to me, but their defense has been good. And here's the thing with Cardinal Hayes. After following the Catholic League for so long, like they they have their, moments in the regular season where they don't look
You
great.
said
There's
you
Coach
said
Ed.
Beetlejuice, by the way. You said Beetlejuice, by the way. You just appeared.
Oh man, the Coach Ed. But Hayes, everyone knows it, man. Or at least I definitely know it. They play their best football in November. When November comes around, you don't want to play Cardinal Hayes, regardless of what they did in the regular season. Everyone's like, oh, like maybe they did this, but no, you don't want to play Hayes. So once November comes around, so I wouldn't say I'm totally worried.
Listen,
And they have
coach,
Rich Beal.
I'm asking the no for real, I'm asking the question because I'm just seeing Iona, man. That's looking a little they looking kind of tough right now. I can't lie to you. So that's all I'm saying. Like I got faith in Rich Beal. I still think Rich Beal is the best player in the state. Um, but I'm just looking at the matchup. I know y'all took care of business last year in the chip game, but I'm keeping an eye on it. I'm keeping an eye on it. I'm just saying, coach. I'm just saying. You saw my five birds. We almost got it done. That's a great win for us, man. So, and yo, coach, I would put my camera on it, man, but I gotta go where I want it. You know what I'm saying? Gotta go where I want it. 0-9 Stepanak. What in the world is going on, man? Like for real.
Yeah, man, it's I mentioned before they graduated that really talented senior class, and they had one of the hardest schedules in the state, but some losses I didn't expect them to have, and it happened. Listen, they went against some tough teams like St. Peter's pulled it out against them. Chaminade's having a better year than people expected, but yeah, for Stepanak, man, it's just a rebuild. It's a rebuilding year for them, but they have a great opportunity to win as they have a double A opponent within Moore Catholic. Now, Moore is a very good team, but if you're Stepanak, you're going against a double A team, you know the program that you have. Like this is you got to win this game.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. Who does that play?
They got Moore Catholic this week,
More Catholic? Okay.
so they need to
Does
win that.
Kellenberg play step? Just curious.
This is the last regular season week, and
Okay.
Kellenberg has St. Francis Prep, who's quietly been pretty good this season. So
Damn it. No, I don't think we've ever beat Step. So I was like, oh, can we sneak in our win against Step?
honestly, this year I think Kellenberg could easily be. I mean, they beat St. Peter's, right? So why not? They played St. Anthony. They gave St. Anthony's a much better game than Stepanak did.
Shout out to my boys. Shout out to my boys, man. All right. So that was a fun Catholic league. We didn't miss anything, right? That's it.
Yeah, that's it for the AAA.
How's that? Last thing. How's the playoff picture looking? So it's Iona. Is it still Iona, Hayes? Was it St. Anthony's jump over Chaminade, or is Chaminade still above them?
So for the Catholic League, Iona is gonna be the 1 seed. Hayes and St. Anthony's are both 5-1 in the league right now. So I think the winner of that is gonna be the 2 seed, and then Farrell could kind of, because Farrell's 4-2. If Farrell wins, actually I have to see if the tiebreaker is power points or if it's head to head. I kind of forget. But right now, if it stays the way it is, it's Iona at 1, Hayes at 2, St. Anthony's at 3, Farrell at 4, Chaminade at 5, Kellenberg at 6, Stepanak at 7. Not to be, not to put down Kellenberg or Stepanak, but you really want to avoid that 4-5 game in the AAA because St. Anthony's, Farrell, Chaminade, they don't want to see each other in the first round. They'd much rather play against Kellenberg.
St. Anthony's Sparrow Shop. Yeah. You're definitely right. Yeah, you're definitely right on that. Okay. So very interesting stuff. I got to remember. I'm definitely gonna text Coach Micey right now. Jared, really appreciate all the Catholic League knowledge, man. I wish I could be more for real. I wish I could be more tapped into the Catholic League. It's just obviously I'm super busy.
Yeah.
Mac, do you want to? Oh my God, Monty! Finally, the show's finally started, man. What's up, Monty?
There
Right?
he is.
Um, Mac, do we rankings? Do we want to talk about them?
No, let's leave it to next week. I'm gonna have the guy
Okay.
just do a updated rankings after this weekend of football, and then we'll have it for Monday.
Okay, so that's that. We're gonna call it a show, man. Um, kind of went a little longer than I was even planning on, honestly. But we're just having some awesome conversation. The two-way was in here fired up. Can't lie. Jared, you're on mute. I
Oh
think you're on mute.
man,
Did you hear Jared? There
lagging.
you go.
Yeah, I was on mute. No, I just said the two A's pumped, man. The two A's pumped for the Sage standout game of the week, and how could you not? Like it's prime time, so enjoy it and good luck to these players, man. It doesn't get much better.
Yeah, man. So, we got on Sunday, we have, Sheep's Head versus Eagle Queens. Friday, it's JFK versus South Shore. Coach Ed is telling me 1:30. That's this Saturday.
Yeah, the second
I
one.
gotta be, yeah, I have to be in Brooklyn. Is that game at Columbia? Yeah, that game's at Columbia. Yeah,
Yeah.
I have to be in Brooklyn. That's the problem. I'm doing Eagle versus Utrecht.
Hmm.
Um, so I'm not sure we'll be able to make that. I'm gonna
That'll
try
be
to make
interesting.
Coach Ed. I'm gonna try to make the playoffs. But yeah, yes, of course, this is the full. Woo, before we leave, before we leave,
Oh
what's the
man,
word,
put me on
Jared?
the
What's the word,
spot.
Jared?
Oh man. Damn, that's tough. That's tough. Well, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Hayes in a close one, but I think that we will see this again in the semifinals. So that's gonna be the more important one
The semis. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay.
because
Mm.
I gotta see the PowerPoints, but I don't think Chaminade beating because Chaminade St. Anthony's game was a non-league game. So
What?
yes. So Chaminade being 5-2 and St. Anthony's being 5-2, I don't think Chaminade jumps them and safe. And I don't think Farrell's going to beat Iona this week. Or even if Farrell does, then they're 5-2. St. Anthony's is 5-2. Then St. Anthony's beat Farrell in the regular season. So I think regardless, I think St. Anthony's might avoid that 4-5 game, even if they don't beat Hayes this week. Hayes by 40 is crazy. That is not going to happen. No chance they beat St. Anthony's by 40. But I do think Hayes is going to win. But then the semifinals, man, that's what I really want to see. Hopefully they get a rematch in the semis.
I might be in the building for that game for real. Max,
And they,
last words,
oh,
man.
sorry,
Oh,
man.
sorry, Jared.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
If it does happen, then we should do a big thing on it because Hayes and St. Anthony's like the playoff history that they've had like in recent years. It's crazy. That
Mac, we might
Oh,
have to trademark. We might have to trademark this for real.
yes. Yes.
Like we might have to trademark this. This cannot be
Yeah.
PCA.
this
That's
cannot be
Jared's
PTA.
version.
I love that. I love that.
Oh man.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm not the Catholic League historian, but that Cardinal Hayes championship run last year had to have been one of the greatest runs in history. Going to Huntington, BTA on St. Anthony's, going to
Um,
Stepinac. No, for real, that was BTA.
it
That
was.
is
It
what
was.
BTA
I'm just
looked like.
remembering. I picked St. Anthony's to win that game too. I remember that. I
Word.
I picked St. Anthony's to win that game, and then I went to the AAA championship. Also, love all the Hayes fans and supporters, all great people. But man, did they make sure that they saw that I picked St. Anthony's to beat them. So that was great. And then yeah, sorry to cut you off, but that Hayes run crazy. Next one was Stepinac. Oh, forget it.
Stepinac, and then all the drama in the chip game. Mac, do you know what game we're talking about? Like Hayes went to St. Anthony's in the first round of playoffs and scored like 55 points or something like that.
I didn't know that. That was last season?
Yeah, like
Wow.
crazy.
They swear to lie. Yeah, it wasn't good.
Yeah, man. So, Mac, last words, man.
Nah, man, we got some good football coming up, man. I'm excited about this weekend. Yeah, looking forward to attending these games.
Yeah, man. So, like I said, we'll be at a game Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So definitely make sure you guys tune in. We had great attendance in this second show, man.
Yeah,
Like,
man.
I think
Yeah.
it might have peaked higher than yesterday. I'm not sure. I think yesterday got to 80 something.
Yeah, 87.
But huge shout out to everyone like really coming out, and that just shows you the health and the strength of New York football. There's a big interest in it. So,
Hey,
we're
Dre, I
glad that we can.
know you said you didn't know if you was by yourself for the Sheepshead game. If you need a co-commentator, hit me. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I can make a little, a little splash, a little Sage Media splash. You know what I'm saying? Would love to get in the booth, see what's going on, man. See how
Yo,
angle.
Mac, we'll talk, Mac. We'll
Definitely,
definitely talk about that, my guy.
definitely.
For
Man.
sure. That would be fire. Muncie trying to get into the booth too, man. Tony Romo. I don't jack Tony Romo, so don't say you gotta say somebody else. All right, y'all. Appreciate everybody for tuning in, man. We will see you guys all weekend because y'all always find me because you always want to tell me what I said over here. So I'm gonna see y'all all weekend. And then, of course, you know where to be Monday, 7:15, man.